Hello everyone. So in my last video I shared my thoughts about Crimson Dragon and whether or not it is really needed in Dragunity and Master Duel specifically. And in today's video I'm gonna showcase a standard combo that you can do with Crimson Dragon, courtesy of someone on Discord that showed me this combo by the name of Third Place, so shout out to him. So basically this is a standard combo that you can do with the Crimson Dragon. That does not really end on the quick synchro setup. So you can just either keep the quick synchro setup in the extra deck, or you can just simply cut Stardust Dragon for something like maybe Cheng Ying, for example, or you can just keep the quick synchro setup. It doesn't matter. So I'm gonna showcase that combo for you guys, for those who do want to use Crimson Dragon in their extra deck, and I'm gonna share my thoughts about what I like and dislike about that combo. And after that, I'm gonna showcase my combo, my standard combo, slightly modified to always end on Crystal Wing as part of the end board, regardless of your hand. Okay, so let's jump straight into solo mode to showcase the combos, and I'm gonna share my thoughts about both combos and the pros and cons of each one. So the first combo I'm gonna show you guys is the combo that you can do that utilizes Crimson Dragon. So this is a very standard combo with Remus plus any two discards. So that's the first thing that you need to keep in mind, that you need Remus plus two discards. And the second thing that you need to know is that this combo requires access to Gizarme, because you're gonna need your normal summon very late in the combo so that you can utilize Crimson Dragon and end on your end board basically without really using the quick synchro setup. Okay, so I'm just gonna speed the combo until we reach the important parts of the combo, and then after we finish the combo I'm gonna talk about the good things about this combo and the bad things about this combo as well. And after I finish with this combo I'm gonna showcase my regular combo slightly modified so that you can end on Crystal Wing as part of your end board every single time. So let's start this combo. So I'm just gonna speed up until the relevant part. So at this part of the combo, as you can see, we reach the very standard part with the first Atom, except this list only plays one Atom because Crimson Dragon replaces the second Atom in this combo. Also, you notice that at the start of the combo we discarded Saronir, so we had early access to Saronir in this particular hand, which doesn't matter because we're still gonna use the combo exactly as if Saronir was not accessed early basically. So don't get confused by this. So we just had an early access to Saronir, which got us early access to Lubellion basically. So don't be confused by that, because now what we are gonna do is that we're going to link someone into Seal by using specifically Guidurg and Atom. We keep the Red MD on the field, okay? So we need to keep the Red MD on the field, and you're gonna know why in a second. So now we're gonna activate Samsara, get back the Mistletoe, and this is very standard, but the combo is gonna change a little bit in a few seconds. So we're gonna get Phalanx, and here we're gonna get Seifert, summon the Phalanx. So here we're just gonna use Seifert here on the Mistletoe. So this is where we would access Saronir, but with this particular hand, because we accessed Saronir early, we're just gonna get either Magnamut or Drew Swarm, it doesn't matter. So we're just gonna get Magnamut, why not? So this normally is Saronir. So now we're going into Lewin. So we're gonna go into Lewin and the combo is gonna change right about now. So let us just get back the Phalanx. And now we summon what would be Saronir basically here. So we're just gonna banish this, doesn't matter. Just don't banish this seal. You can banish anything except the seal for now. I'm gonna activate Magnamut here because we used Magnamut. So now at this point we would have Lewin, Saronir, Phalanx, and Red MD. So this is where the combo is gonna differ from the regular combo, okay? So here we're gonna go into Crimson Dragon by using the Lewin and what would be Saronir here. Here usually Saronir will trigger plus Lewin, so you would put Saronir on chain link 1 and then you can chain block with Lewin and equip it on the Phalanx just to chain block. Basically this does not serve a purpose. Okay, we would send the Lubellian to the graveyard, and now what we do is activate Seifert to get back the Magnamut, the Rebellion I mean, which gets us the Magnamut. But since we accessed the Magnamut earlier, we're just gonna get the Drew Swarm here. Now before you summon the Bestial, you need to summon Lubellian first, and we are going to go into Arid Bear. And yes, you heard that right, we're going to Arid Bear first. So make sure to place the Regained here. Now we're going into Arid Bear, so at least now we have a monster negate. And now what we can do is use Crimson Dragon by targeting Arid Bear and summon the Dispatter this way. Okay, once we summon the Dispatter, what we can do is special summon the Bestial. This normally would be the Magnamut, and we're gonna banish Seal specifically so that we can recycle it with Regained. So, and this is one of the good things about this combo, is that it allows you to only play one seal because you're gonna recycle it with Regained anyway. I usually prefer to play 2 seals just for safety, but this allows you to play 1 seal without any problems because you can just recycle it again. So now that we summoned the Bestial, what we need to do is activate Ravine, and now it's time to use the second discard. So we're just gonna use a second discard and we're gonna search Gizarme. Gonna search Gizarme, and now we're going to normal summon Gizarme and get back the Phalanx. And now we can use the Phalanx plus the Bestial to go into Savage. So now we have Arid Bear, Dispatter, and Savage. And now what we can do is activate Dispatter to get back the Samsara Dragon and go into Seal, like the same seal that we recycled with Gizarme and Samsara Dragon. And this is pretty much the end board. So we have Arid Bear, Dispatter, Savage, Seal, Regained, and we have 3 unknown cards in hand, plus the Drew Swarm that we're gonna add at the end phase. So that's the combo. Another good thing about this combo is that it recycles Samsara Dragon and put it back in the graveyard, because we summon it back from the Banished Zone with Dispatter and then we linked it off to summon Seal. So now it's back in the graveyard, so it can help us on the follow-up turn, basically, by getting back a dragon that we need, basically. So that's another thing good about this combo. Another pros basically about this combo is that it only uses 8 extra deck cards, so you still have 7 to work with. Now, whether or not these 7 cards are easily accessible on the follow-up is another story, but at least you use minimal resources basically in order to do this combo. So there are good things about this combo basically. Now, this combo works better if you play more hand traps in your deck. As you can see, like here I have Cold Buy, Ash, and Droll. So alongside this board, this is a pretty strong board, right? But sometimes the unknown cards in your hand are not hand traps, which makes this board weaker, way weaker. And this is a good segue to talk about the things that I don't like about this combo. So first of all, let me end my turn first so I can get the Drew Swarm in hand. So here I did not set the Cold Buy on purpose because this can be anything. Like these 3 cards are unknown. We only know the Drew Swarm in hand. So this is the end board. So one thing I don't like about this combo, about the use of Crimson Dragon in this particular combo, is that the end board, although it seems like the end board is strong, it's actually pretty susceptible to being broken easily. Why is that? Well, because the disruptions that we have on the field are very how should I say it? Like all the disruptions that we have targets different stuff. Basically, we have 1 monster negate, 1 monster bounce, 1 monster destruction that is very conditional because it could also be negate if our opponent like has a banish card, and we have 1 Omni negate plus regained, and we have 1 Drew Swarm in hand, which may or may not be a hand trap because nowadays, unless you're playing against Branded or Mathmech, you're not really gonna use this card as a hand trap per se. You're just gonna summon it and try to tribute it with Seal. You can't even use Beast because you did not set Beast. So yeah, so the disruptions are all over the place. Like you would need your opponent to play into your disruptions to make use of all those disruptions. Also, this board is very weak to board breakers because you don't have a way to protect yourself from board breakers. You only have 1 Omni negate. Once they get rid of Savage, or they get rid of its negate, you cannot negate other like spells or traps. So once they bait out Savage, like they can break your board easily with things like Raigeki, Dark Holes, like Triple Tactics, Talents, and Thrust, etc. Like even like with Evenly Matched, like the board is kind of weak to those kind of disruption. And 1 Omni negate does not cut it, especially in a best of 1 format where there is max C, because the problem with this end board is that many of the meta decks can play through it and even break it, and on the follow-up turn you can't rely on the follow-up turn to OTK, because now you gave your opponent an extra turn where they could have easily just drew into the max C. If they didn't max you on your first turn, they could have easily drew into the max C on their turn, and now you're at risk at facing max C on your follow-up turn, right? Because you did not OTK them, so to speak, right? And that's a problem, right? Like that's a real problem. And I don't understand people who play their decks in Master Duel specifically, who like to conserve resources. I don't get that mentality. I'm of the mentality of, if you're playing a best of 1 format, you're not really, it's not like in paper Yu-Gi-Oh, like in TCG and OCG, where you're playing the best of 3 and you need like actually hiding information from your opponent is actually good. So if you can play with minimal resources and conserve your resources and not give your opponent full information, that's good. But in Master Duel in best of 1, that doesn't make any sense. Like playing conservatively in Master Duel does not make any sense for me specifically. because I would rather go all in, use as much resources as possible, and make an unbreakable board that will allow me to win more often than just playing conservatively on Master Duel. Because not only it's a best of one, so you don't need to hide any information, and two, you are at risk at getting hit by Max C if you drag out the game, or you are at risk like with your opponent drawing into the out to your board, right? So yeah, like you don't want to drag out the game, so you want to make as strong of a board as possible. And this board right here, if it is not like supported by hand traps, it's actually pretty weak. Like you barely have any form of protection or disruption that can allow you to play through the same type of disruption more than twice, right? Like at best you have 2 monster negates, 1 omni negate, and that's it. That's all the negates that you have. Only 3, right? If we don't count the unknown cards in hand, which is not that great. So that's my like opinion about the Crimson Dragon's setup with this combo. I mean, it's good. It can win against many decks as well. Like this end board is not weak by any means. It's just that it doesn't cover as much disruptions as you would love it to, especially with Droll in the format and Maxi, and it's only best of one. So this board is not gonna win you games every single time, basically. What else do I have to say? That's pretty much it, I guess. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So just to recap here, the good thing about this combo is that it uses very minimal resources from the main deck and the extra deck. It recycles Samsara Dragon in the graveyard for follow-up. It makes a decent board, which becomes even stronger supported by hand traps if the unknown cards are hand traps. And it can win you games against most like tier 2 and below decks, I guess. But it might struggle against better decks, especially decks that play board breakers and triple tactics talent. So yeah. So with that being said, let's jump into the regular combo with 2 Atom without Crimson Dragon, and let me show you a slightly modified version of it that makes the end board even better if you start with just Remus plus 2 discards. So let's hop right into that one. So in this second combo, I'm gonna show you guys how you can utilize your normal summon to produce Crystal Wing basically on the board, even though your opening hand didn't really allow for an early Crystal Wing, I guess. So you can ignore everything in my hand, like you can just imagine that these are just Ash and Driver or whatever. Like we're just gonna focus on Remus plus 2 discards, okay? So this combo, like the other combo, it requires Remus plus 2 discards, and it also utilizes your normal summon, okay? However, it's gonna use your normal summon differently than the other combo, okay? So I'm gonna start the combo and speed it up until I reach the important part, okay? So once again, we have reached this part of the combo where the first Atom summons the Red MD, and then the Red MD summons back the Gaidork, and now we already accessed the Phalanx and the Samsara Dragon in the graveyard, so this is very standard. So now the combo is gonna differ again in this particular case. So now what we're trying to do is summon Crystal Wing at this point of the combo. So what you can do is use your Ravine and use your second discard to get Gizarme now. So we can get Gizarme now. This combo plays a little bit into Nibiru, to be honest, but If you're not afraid of Nibiru or the opponent does not have any response window, this combo can make your board even better, even though you didn't have early access to Crystal Wing. So once you summon Phalanx with Kisarme, what you can do is just go into Crystal Wing immediately. And this has the benefit of keeping the Red MD on the field again, because we're gonna use the Kisarme plus Atom to go into Seal. So now we have Seal plus Red MD, but now we also have Crystal Wing on the field. So now we just continue the combo like normal. Tribute, yes. We tribute over the Seal. Same combo as before. Get Phalanx. We're gonna get Seyfert. Summon back the Phalanx. Use the Seyfert to get Saronir. We're going into Luwin. Get back the Phalanx. And we summon the Saronir. Make sure you don't banish the seals. And now we go into the second Atom, like usual. Make sure to detach the Saronir here. Summon the Ringo Worm. Trigger Saronir to dump the Lubellion. Now activate Seyfert. Get back the Lubellion. Same thing. Get Magnamut. Now we're gonna summon the Lubellion by tributing the Red MD. Set. You can set regained or beast, usually regained. And now we're going into this pattern. And here what we can do is special summon the Magnamut, and again make sure to banish the Saronir. It's very regular combo here. Make sure you don't activate regained yet. Now we can go into our Axel Synchron. It doesn't matter which tuner you summon back. Now use the Dispatter to get back the Saronir. And go into Savage that way. So this aims at making the standard combo even better while keeping the quick synchro setup alive. So we still are gonna end up on the quick synchro setup. So now we activate the Ringo Worm from the graveyard by banishing itself to special summon the token. And now we activate regained to get that extra draw. Then you can just go into the second seal with Dispatter and Atom. And that's pretty much it. So you can ignore the Armagram. So we have 3 unknown cards in hand so far, and by the end phase we're going to add Drew Swarm in hand. So 4 cards, Drew Swarm plus 3 unknown cards in hand, and this end board. So let's see what we have here. So again, we have a Master Negate, we have an Omni Negate, we have Seal. So this, so far, it's kinda like the other setup. However, the other setup had the Dispatter on the field. We have it in the graveyard, ready to be summoned with Branded Regained. And in addition to that, we have the Quick Synchro setup. And the Quick Synchro setup is important here because now, if you see the end board here, we kind of have the same setup as the other combo, like one Monster Negate, one Omni Negate, one Bounce, and one Monster Destruction or Negate. But now we have the addition of the Quick Synchro setup. Yes, it uses more extra deck slots, more extra deck resources than the other combo. So we used 3 more extra deck monsters to put this end board on the field. But this end board is much more protected because once we use our first Omni Negate, we can immediately Quick Synchro and put both Stardust Dragon and Baron on the field. So we can recycle our Omni Negate with another Omni Negate. So effectively we have 2 Omni Negates plus Stardust Dragon, which protect us from destruction effects. And both Stardust Dragon and Baron are gonna be unaffected by my opponent's activated effects. So they are already protected. And we're gonna have the Dispatter on the field, plus the Crystal Wing, plus the Bounce from Seal, plus the Drew Swarm in hand, plus the 3 unknown cards. So this end board is much stronger, and you have much higher chance to win with this board than the other board in a best of 1 format. So this board is pretty much an OTK versus most decks, right? The only thing that can kill us here is maybe like Dark Ruler no more, because we don't have the Beast on the field. But we can opt to put the Beast instead of Regained anyway, and we keep the Dispatter on the field, right? So we have that option. So we don't need to go into Regained specifically. So we can put the Beast instead. Also, we can just opt not summoning the Crystal Wing and have both Regained and Beast on the field as well. So you have the same board without the Crystal Wing. As I just wanted to showcase the combo where you don't have early access to Crystal Wing, but you still end up on Crystal Wing as part of your end board. You just summon it mid-combo, basically. That's it. So, yeah, and this combo, although it uses a little bit more resources than the other one, it has a higher chance of winning going first. Okay? So, also, having 2 Atom allows us more flexibility in case we get negated as well, because we can go into Atom very easily in our deck anyway. So we can just use the second Atom to rectify the combo if we get disrupted on certain points of the combo as well. So yeah, and I don't know about you, but for me, like, I find it much easier to go into Atom than Crimson Dragon so far. So yeah, so both Crimson Dragon and the double Atom setup and Crystal and the like Quick Synchro setup have their pros and cons, but I find it like I find myself more comfortable, like playing more comfortably with this setup, like double Atom and the Quick Synchro setup, than the Crimson Dragon setup for the reasons that I explained. So yeah, you can do with this information however you want, like you can interpret it however you want. I'm just sharing my thoughts basically about both sides. So I'm not saying Crimson Dragon is bad by any means, and I'm not saying Crimson Dragon does not have a place in Dragunity. I'm just saying that in the current state of the game and in the current format, without Synchro Rumble in the game, I don't see a strong argument to play for playing Crimson Dragon in the deck, while I can do this basically with my regular deck, if that makes sense, right? So that's all I'm saying. So I hope you found this video like educational or helpful for you. Maybe you were undecided whether or not you want to play Crimson Dragon or the other list. Maybe this helped you a little bit to make up your mind. So that's pretty much it. If you like the content, please feel free to leave a like, subscribe, and please leave a comment in the comment section down below. Just share your thoughts about everything that was said in the video. That helps me a lot. Like that helps me like actually see if people wants this type of content more or not, and it helps me like in the algorithm to push the video in the YouTube algorithm as well. So with that being said, I hope you guys have a nice day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.